All right, good morning, everybody. Joe Van Doren here, and welcome to our Virtues Pick for today. I just want to take a moment to just say that it's just a practice that I have, and I hope that it's one that you can take up too. And that is just to examine one virtue each day, or one virtue each week or month, whatever you choose, but use that time to reflect on it and how it affects you and how you're growing in it and that sort of thing. So today we have a great word, and one that's so apropos for the world that we're living in today, because each one of us has a responsibility, I think, to do this, and that word is humanity. So think about it now. Let's read the description first, and let's just think about how we can demonstrate this and practice this virtue of humanity. So the description goes like this: humanity is an attitude of caring and mercy toward all people. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future. We all suffer and rejoice. Although in the eternal scheme of life each of us is small, we are one of a kind, irreplaceable. We lose our humanity whenever we generalize about a group of people and separate ourselves from them because of external characteristics such as race or sex. We tap into our humanity when we put ourselves in others' shoes and are genuinely concerned for their welfare. Our humanity grows as we serve others. There is no they, only us. So I so much appreciate this word, and this is one of those virtues that we'd love to see all the people in the world really practice, because it's true that no matter who you are or where you live, you want to see your children grow up to be safe and healthy, successful and happy. Isn't that true? We want to be successful and happy. We want to be safe. We want to be healthy. Even as adults, that's just a basic desire, a need for us to feel joy, for us to feel satisfaction, for us to feel like we've led a good life. So if we want it, then certainly other people want it too. And so what a great idea of taking each day and each kind of situation that comes before us and see if we can practice just an attitude of caring, an attitude of mercy, as it puts it in the description here. What if we gave others the benefit of the doubt, even when we didn't understand why they did what they did? I just love that, because I don't understand why I do what I do sometimes. My wife will say, "Why'd you do that?" I don't know. So, but humanity is about taking that same sort of caring attitude and extending it beyond into and with individuals maybe that we don't even know. And so each one of us has the ability to do that. We do practice it at times, especially when we can see what the issue is or what the problem is, right? It's those times when we cannot visibly see what the issue is that we sometimes step back from that virtue of humanity, and we start, thinking in a more selfish way. Generally, out of fear, sometimes out of a prejudice or out of a generalization of others, but many times out of fear. And so, we just want to keep practicing. We're not going to get it perfect, right? But we can keep practicing it. And even practicing humanity with our children is really all about recognizing them as individuals and having that caring attitude. And that's great when they're doing things that we want them to do, and a lot harder when they are doing something that we have asked them not to do, or we've maybe tried to reason with them as to why they shouldn't do it or whatever. So, and then sometimes it gets a little bit harder. So with our children, even this practice of this in a very simple way of putting ourselves in their shoes. In other words, where are they on the developmental scale? Emotionally, physically, whatever. We wouldn't expect a 3-year-old to be able to go out and maybe hit a baseball to do something physical like that it requires a great deal of practice and certain maybe innate gifts or talents. And yet sometimes we expect our children to behave in certain ways, adult ways, when they haven't had the time to really practice it. And maybe there's some sort of lagging skill there that needs to be grown, that needs to be developed. But when we come down on them for that, and when we guilt them or shame them or blame them, then we are really putting them in a very difficult situation where that's something that they're going to deal with probably and remember for the rest of their lives. So humanity, all of the virtues, but humanity today begins at home. It begins with how we're treating those inside our family, how we're treating those who are just outside of our immediate family. You know, our in-laws, our cousins, our aunts, our uncles, those, extended family. And then how we're treating individuals in the community and beyond, and how we think about people beyond our community into the world. So when we're able to do that, what we find is that we're a lot more peaceful, we're a lot more joyful, we're a lot more satisfied with life. And one way that we can help our children to develop this virtue of humanity is not only by role modeling it, as we always need to do for our kids, because words don't teach, right? Living those experiences and having those experiences is what really teaches. And so one suggestion that's made here in the description that I think is just a great one is to serve others. So, taking our kids with us when we're doing some community service, or when we're and thinking about what can I do or share with others who are in a place of need. What can I do and how do I talk about these individuals outside of being in that service realm of that service experience. So sometimes some of the things that we say don't always match what our actions are, and sometimes our actions don't match what we say. So we have to be really careful along that line with our kids especially. So that's what I'm thinking about humanity today. How will I practice it? I'm going to be home all day, and so really I think this attitude of caring and mercy is going to be I'll be working on it from a from a thinking point of view more than an actual action point of view. I'm not really sure what I can do as I'm here at home, and today I have a lot of yard work to do. So, I'm not sure. If you have some ideas, then I'm happy to hear it. But I will practice this service to others in my family, because I think that's extremely important. So that's my thoughts today on this virtue of humanity. And until tomorrow, until next time, keep practicing the virtues and the 4 C's of successful families. And that's clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time, bye.